Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to a brand new episode of Sound Off, where we discuss everything in hip-hop culture and brand new news every day. And like I like to start every episode, let me get that right. Let me introduce myself. My name is C. Isaac, and I also have to introduce each panelist on my left and my right side. But let me start off on this side. Let me start right here. What's your name, brother?
I am Lewis Walker.
All right, and right here.
What's going on? I'm Harvey Cummings.
Okay, let me change to my other side and talk to these fellas over here.
I'm the all-wise knowing Deion Galloway.
Blair
Smith.
Blair Smith. Okay, fellas. All right. And as we do every episode, what we do initially is we compare two albums. We bring together two parts of hip hop and put it together and actually create our own creation. It's our own measure of hip hop. And we brand the two and find out what's the best rated on the scale. So today's albums are based, well, let me not say based. Today's two albums are, you got Anderson .Paak,
Malibu.
and Bilal.
Firstborn second.
Ooh, we got two different generations of music put together in one. We've combined and created a mesh pile of history. You got two different brands that create a different sound.
From the West Coast.
From the West Coast, if you want to be specific. So we're going to start off with the Anderson .Paak album, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start talking about Malibu. And since I did my introduction to this side, I'm going to start this argument from this side. Tell me about Malibu, Mr. Galloway, and what made you interact or connect with that album.
So Malibu is a dope album. It combines a lot of different elements. Anderson .Paak has found his lane. He took Andre 3000 or CeeLo or any of these multifaceted artists and kind of just put his own little spin on it, man. Definitely more of a West Coast feel. I think it's definitely more live instrumentation. You know what I'm saying? It's a pretty dope piece of work, man. I'm glad to get a different type of vibe from his music, man, which is pretty cool.
Any track-wise, anything on Malibu that
Season Carry Me, the Season combined with Carry Me, those two tracks, I would go venture as far to say as definitely in my top 25 tracks from this past. It came out this year, right? Yeah, from top 25 tracks this year. Definitely in my top 25.
We could easily get back to that, but I won't even hold you on that.
No, don't hold me.
Let me talk to you, Blair.
Malibu, very, very dope album. I've been rocking with Anderson .Paak for a while now. Just to see him kind of dominate music in a sense, like right now, he's really doing his thing. Arguably, probably one of the best albums to drop this year so far. Favorite records, probably The Waters with BJ the Chicago Kid, Madlib, Season Carry Me. Incredibly dope record. Whole album, the way it's sequenced, the whole beach narrative he seems to have going on with his albums, and myself being from LA and knowing these places and where they are and so forth, like it's a very personal project. I'm able to connect with it in more ways than one, and it's overall a dope album.
I dig it. I agree. I totally concur. Let me slide to this side here. Talk to me, Pip.
Well, I guess I've been rightfully paid as the boom bap nigga. So.
That don't sound good.
But I love this album. I love this project. My favorite track, Blair touched on it a second ago, and I just learned that Madlib produced it, so that kind of gave me more of appreciation for it, was The Waters. BJ the Chicago Kid has never, ever, ever been on a whack feature, ever. Every time he comes through, he kill that shit. I don't care what it is, what song it is, who else is on the song, he murders it every time out. So I love the entire project. That's my favorite song. Definitely, he's found his own niche as far as music is concerned. So, and I guess I was a latecomer. I didn't hear him till the Compton album, till Dre's album. So
that's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah. So for me, that was kind of my introduction to Anderson, and I've been rocking with him ever since. And I had to go back to listen to Venice. Definitely not the project that Malibu is to me, but I love Malibu. It's an awesome album.
So you got your favorite tracks?
Yeah, The Waters. Definitely.
The Waters is definitely your favorite track.
I'm just going to start off and say I've been said that Malibu is my favorite album of the year so far, by a long shot.
musically, he delivers. It's feel good music. He reminds me of, we're talking about Bilal, but he reminds me of like a younger Bilal in the sense of vocal and everything else. But he's a drummer. He's very percussive. He does his shows. He plays the drums. But what I appreciate about the album is, for so many songs it has, they're all quality. They're all good. They all have bridges, different parts that a lot of R&B records don't have these days. And it's got that hip hop energy. My standout tracks, definitely, I fell in love with Room in Here. Room in Here is an incredible song.
With the game?
Yeah, game and all that. I definitely like Am I Wrong? I definitely like The Wall. The Wall, Robert Glasper played on that and everything else. But awesome album. I was one of the few people that I was first introduced to him by the Compton album. By the Compton album. I liked him on the Compton album. Yeah, man, this kid is cool. All right, and then from there, that's when I started listening to the project.
So overall, it's a much appreciated album.
Yeah, very well.
Anderson .Paak. Also, I want to tell you one thing: you were perfect for giving up that Get High record. Let Luke Nasty get off. You had it first. But also, let's go ahead and talk about our opposite album, the Bilal album. So we're taking the same concept and putting it back in an earlier time with the same feel. In a nutshell, can you guys agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Can you guys agree?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I just think that Bilal's where Anderson is like sing-songy and hip hop more combined. Bilal doesn't, in this particular album, he doesn't do any rapping or too much rapping.
He stayed on his particular subject. So just the tempo, but as far as tempo and sound, he's different. But as far as overall objective, I think they pretty much overall fill it out, right? They overall fill it out. So all right, so we're gonna rip this shit around. Well, I can say shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we're ripping this shit around. So I'm gonna flip it this side first on this side.
Are we talking about Bilal?
Yeah.
Oh man. This was a time like the whole neo soul has grown since 97, 98, 99, and by the time this is what 02, 03, 01? Oh man, it was 01. By the time 01 came, it was season, and Bilal came. Tracks like Fast Lane. That was Dr. Dre. My favorite, my standout joint was Sometimes. Sometimes it's like the pinnacle of everything else, but the album pushed a lot of things. It pushed it sonically, vocally. Bilal's trained. You hear that operatic and falsetto, and then he had the slow jams, but he had the other car jams and everything else. But it's overall just wonderful album that stands the test of time. And you go back and listen, and there's still, elements that.
So a total project that you'll probably listen to still 20 years from now.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of piggyback off Harv, I don't know, what else you could say about this album. You definitely can't say anything bad about the album. Bilal, to me, I don't listen to a lot of R&B, but Bilal is definitely something that stood the test of time for me. 14, 15 years later, I'm still banging it heavy. And he has, being from Philadelphia, he has those elements of that Philly sound. Very, very soulful. And accompanied with the production that he had and that voice and that falsetto.
So what would you consider your track on that?
Definitely Sometimes. Fast Lane, kind of gave you that up-tempo swing, and especially the remix with Jada on it. Perfect voice for that song.
Yeah. So overall,
man, I love that project.
All right, let me holler at these guys on this side real quick.
Yeah, Firstborn second. Definitely a dope ass album. I remember the first time I played it. It was to try to seduce a chick out of draws. I think, dog.
It has a perfect.
It was, it gets the job done. The album is tough. I think it had like they said, I'm in college. It had that neo soul to it. The sound was bumping, like my favorite track, as everyone else is saying sometimes. But I also like Soul Sister, And you know what I'm saying? That's a classic track. You know, I mean, I can't hit the high notes that he hit, but I like it. And then Fast Lane, so another dope ass.
Definitely wouldn't ask you to try to do nothing like that. That's why we're gonna refer on Blair. Go ahead, hit me up, Blair. Tell me something.
Firstborn, second. I got introduced to this album in high school. This is during the whole Soulquarian movement, Illa, Common, Quest, Roots, all of that. So there's a lot of dope music that came out of that time. Voodoo, Mama's Gun, Like Water for Chocolate. So that whole movement. But this album is another one of those albums that definitely resonate with me. Matter of fact, I remember buying my copy of the album on 2nd Street back home in Long Beach at Penny Lane. Bought a used copy and I still got it to this day.
Hey, that's
and
what's up.
play the hell out of it still. But much like everybody else, Soul Sister, sometimes just, like Hard said, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And just the production on the album, like I think it's safe to say, you know, Quest, D'Angelo, like all of them, they really found like a particular groove and pocket. Like, they really did cultivate the neo soul sound, and everybody has kind of taken elements from that and expanded upon it. But album is a classic.
So, fellas,
Oh, yeah.
this is what I like to do right here. Because of the comparison of the two and how they meet so close in the middle, I need you guys to give me a synopsis. Of course, we need our numbers right now, right? The decibels, we need the decibels, right? You're trying to get to 5, right? Ain't nobody hit no 5 decibels yet. So, quick sound off real quick. Start from here.
Can I give Bilal a 5? It's wonderful, but it has really stood like you know, it stood the test of time and influenced a lot of other projects and everything else from that. But just
Absolutely.
that album is incredible, man. It's incredible.
Let's talk to him.
5 is a stretch. Fuck it, 5.
Oh, shit. Lord have mercy.
I've always said that
Man,
album
hey.
does not have to be
Hey, Elizabeth,
perfect
I'm coming
album.
to join you, baby. I'm coming to join you, honey.
It doesn't have to
Coming
be.
join
It doesn't
you,
have to
honey.
be a perfect album to be a classic album. But I Bilal, honestly,
album.
he hasn't done anything as good since to me, with the exception of Love for Sale, which wasn't released. But I love that album. There's nothing bad I can say about that album.
Galloway?
I ain't giving it no
Of course you not. I wasn't
Of course
asking you.
you
Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
not. Well, give me something, though. man.
I just can't do it. I give it a 4.4. I give it a 4.4. It's still a solid effort, and I'm not really in, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a big into the neo soul. I appreciate his sound and that thing, but I mean, it's a dope album. I give
Yo,
it a
if
4.4.
MOP was on the remix, it would have got a 5 for me. But let me talk to you, Blair.
Firstborn, second,
Or David
definitely gets a 5 from me.
Oh, man.
That's
Oh, man.
That's
All right.
One
So
of
easy to
these
say.
kids is not like the
One
other.
of these kids is definitely not like the other. So, ladies and gentlemen,
gotta rebel.
which is the ladies I'm referring to on the screen, because all of you guys are watching this. Obviously, there's no ladies here. So, what we got out of that? So, we got, what, 3 5s?
3 5s.
5, man. 3 5, 4
3 5s and 4.6.
4.4.
So that's like a 4.75 right there. That's a 4.75.
Yeah.
Okay. Anderson Paak though. Start over again.
All right, so-
Bilal has set this bar very high.
Yeah, and due to that, I'm gonna pull a Dion and say 4.4 for the Anderson Paak.
Okay.
For the Malibu project.
Which is still solid, by the way.
And it's solid, but I'm not gonna say this is about 2000. I'm not gonna say 2016 standards, but like the music has changed. The music's dumbed down a lot, man. And like the Anderson Paak still keeps that integrity. It feels like it came out in 01 almost. You know what I'm saying? So I think in time it'll definitely grow. But as far as like right now, man, it's a solid major label debut, because Venice was independent and everything else.
Right.
But this is good, and not to mention, like, I already know it's gonna be more. You know, like he's with Dr. Dre, he's with Aftermath.
More to the story is he's
And
not done.
He's not done because Dre had nothing to do with this project.
yeah.
They picked him up afterwards.
Yeah.
And then I think he just announced a couple of days ago that No Worries album with Knowledge is done. So they got that coming out through Stone's Throw. So and,
Stone's Throw?
he's on roll.
Well, I ain't agreeing with Dion on shit. First and foremost. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give the album.
Did I eat your bowl of cereal this morning?
I'm gonna give the album. I'm gonna probably say maybe like a 4.6, 4.7.
Holy.
Because the album is so different. It's so different, and with the tons of crap that has come out in the past 5 years, this album it's a breath of fresh air, man. I love the album. I love the album.
I can take that as solid. And just to say your opinion, because I know you're over here stewing right now, but let me hear from you first, man.
Malibu, definitely a 4.5. It's a strong album, and like I said, arguably it's easily probably at the top of the best albums of the year, hands down. So
I can take that easy.
yeah, that dude is on the roll. He's killing it right now.
Okay.
So.
And last but not least, but mostly least, but not last, but let's go.
What? All right. I'm definitely laughing. Anderson .Paak, dope album, man. Very nice effort, man. I think I'd go with another 4.4, man. I think what I appreciate most about your music, as my esteemed colleague to the left right here, Mr. Lewis Walker, has stated, it's not crap. And I appreciate anything that's not crap, but I also have a special place for crap. But I appreciate what this man has put out. 4.4, man. Very nicely done, man. Very nicely done.
So overall, fellas, what we're gonna come to conclusion is, in this particular battle, right now here today, Bilal win. Can we agree on that?
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens 20 years from now.
And
That
we'll
shit'll
argue
still
the
be back.
same thing over and over again. But once again, like we said, we came to this conclusion that Bilal has won this particular competition between the Battle of the Records of him and Anderson .Paak. And what we'll do is be right back to you with Sound Off with our next segment. Hold on tight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Sound Off. And right now, the time of the year is getting kind of funny right now, right? Fellas, the weather's getting a little hotter, right?
Starting to break.
Summertime.
Summertime?
coming out.
A movie coming out, all these
Summer
movies. All right, what I was thinking about though, like with the time of the weather, like, are there any significant albums or anything and all that type of stuff? I know you guys probably got a million, right? For the summertime. But what I was thinking about was, it's 3 years later, bro. It's 3 years later. Y'all know it's 3 years later?
2013.
You know it's 3 years later, right?
3 years?
It's 3 years later. 3. 1, 2, 3. Guess what came out 3 years later? Or before, I'm sorry. Later. It won't. We're not talking about 2019.
19.
But it came out 3 years ago.
What we talking about?
Jesus. The almighty blank disc. The almighty tape with no goddamn cover on that mofo. You talking about a blank disc, son? When the last time you bought a blank disc and thought that shit was cool? Everybody around here, I'm sure you get mad at the nigga at the gas station if he give you a disc that don't have the proper shit on it, right? You like, bro, you got a Sharpie, you ain't got nothing?
Nothing.
Nah.
When the last time you fucked with that?
Yeezy.
Kanye said it was cool though. So what we're doing is, I'm thinking about a whole segment based on the overall general that's based in the man Kanye West. Like, we got a major discography, we got a lot of hits, we got a lot of stuff to discuss, but I want to put it all into one. I want to hear you guys' perspective on him as a whole. Okay? So we just talking about Kanye. I just feel like talking about Kanye, right?
Let's talk about Kanye.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about
You feel like talking about Kanye?
I think so.
Word. Man, we need some dice next episode, man. Because y'all gonna roll dice for y'all opportunities out here. I feel like dice is necessary. But anyway, in the meantime, Blair, holla at me.
Kanye, huge fan, complicated person, dope artist. Discography, kind of untouchable, man, in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got a few snags, but outside of that, man, dude is
Untouchable is a little. That's a bit much. I
Like I said, he's got a couple snags. But
Untouchable,
outside of that,
untouchable,
this catalog's kind of unfadable, man. He's dope.
He's catching a couple
dude is
Mike
dope.
Tysons. I don't know, but he's catching a couple Mike Tysons.
Couple Roy Jones.
Yeah, a couple
dope,
Roy
man.
Jones, man.
And you know what? To finish up what I'm saying,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
thoughts. Let's be honest. Kanye has fathered a lot of what's going on in music
Absolutely.
That's just part of the problem in some.
Which is why
Jones
it's
fans.
not your turn.
But go ahead.
All right, no,
That's it.
Blake, you
That's all-
done?
that's
All
all
right,
I'm
let's
saying.
go this way. Let's talk to you, Lewis. We're not gonna mix it. We're not gonna do this thing by scenario.
Like Blair said, very, very complex individual, misunderstood in a lot of ways. I don't like using the word genius. I'm just saying I don't like using the word genius so early, because when I think genius, I think steely, I think Barry White. You know, but I think for what he's done, if he ain't a genius, he damn close. He close.
No, he's a genius.
Okay, fuck, he a genius. He a genius then.
Kanye got 20 years in right now.
I think definitely from a production standpoint, definitely top 5, 10 in that range. From a discography standpoint, 808s and Heartbreaks was a weed play to me. What?
Oh, sorry.
Beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy. Yeezus. He kind of got me back on the life of Pablo. But I'm the boom bap nigga. So I rolled with the first 3 albums. They was crazy. Kind of lost me in the middle and got me back with the life of Pablo. So I'm a Kanye fan, but you know, it's hit or miss.
All I can say is woo Lord for you, bruh. Woo Lord. Oh, holla at me, bruh.
Man,
Jesus
first and
Christ.
foremost, I'm gonna let this know. Like, I'm a Kanye fan. I'm talking up to the point. Like, I know I'm different. Like, I know I'm different because "Drunken Hot Girls" is my favorite song on Graduation. That's how I knew like I was different. Oh man, that's my shit, man. But Kanye's one of those few artists that I feel like people always say like, "What's your favorite Kanye album?" And I always feel like it's always interchangeable. It might be College Dropout this day. It might be Late Registration. Late Registration is my favorite album, by the way. But it might be Graduation. But I really like Dark Twisted Fantasy. I like elements of Yeezus. Did I like the way Yeezus started off? No, I feel if Yeezus started off with the 3rd song, if Yeezus started with New Slaves and went on, I feel it would have been a whole totally different album.
I feel you.
Real talk. But I feel like he was a genius at the first album, man. He definitely revolutionized the sound, production, and even where he's going. You know, ushering new artists and keeping with the old artists and everything else. But I can't wait to see what Kanye is up to. It's 2016. If you've been checking the other people's like albums, like his guest verses have been on point and everything else. So you know, Kanye's the man, man, always.
All right.
Drunken Hot Girls.
I'm not gonna be easy on you fellas today. I just felt like a random question right now.
I ain't even get to go about Kanye.
Oh yeah.
Man, damn, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. The loudest noise in the room was quiet for a second.
Hey, man.
The loudest noise in the room.
If I
I'm
may
sorry.
chime in
I'm
on
sorry.
Kanye.
I accidentally excluded you.
Yeah, that's that bullshit.
I
Anyway,
accidentally excluded
we're gonna keep it moving. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, yes, Kanye, let me holler at you, player. Let me talk to you. Let me holler at you one-on-one. All right? You are a genius in some aspects. You are a genius in some aspects. Others, man, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you, man. Some of the music you put out is great, and then some of the music you put out is trash. So, me personally, Yeezus, suspect. Me, I'm gonna even go as far as to say Watch the Throne is not the greatest work that you've ever put out with Jay-Z, that a lot of people said is a classic. It's not. 808s and Heartbreak, it's not. My Dark, Beautiful, Twisted Fantasy, that is a great album. It's a great album, but it ain't a classic. Your first 3, dope-ass albums, especially, you know, just out of this mind dope. Your last album, The Life of Pablo, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Like I don't know, man. I don't understand what the hype is surrounding this guy. In some parts of like the albums that he's put out, man. But hey, man, you're a great artist, man. You're a semi-genius. You keep, I hope you're picking up artists from New York with, making them sound Southern. I just wouldn't expect you to kind of do that. I wouldn't expect you to do that. I thought you were above that, Kanye. I thought you were above that, man. All right, sir.
You finished?
I'm done.
Excuse me, fella. Ladies, I got something in my teeth. I was listening to some bullshit just now and it got caught up in my goddamn gums. So, what I came to realize, I'm listening to this whole overall concept. We got a good balanced opinion on Kanye, right? Would you guys agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of love, a lot of hate. Pretty balanced. The hate is based on what? What do you hate Kanye for?
Who started?
What do you hate?
I'm starting.
Hey, I didn't even have to ask. What do you hate Kanye for?
The first, Kanye's work prior to his own albums, the production that he did, sped up soul samples, high pitch stuff, picking obscure records. I was the kid that would get a CD, look at what the producer sampled, and go get that album. So I'm a nerd in that sense. So listening to Kanye's first 3 albums, that's all I did with those first 3. When he started going toward wanting to do stadium sounds, and as he called it, and started working with, Skrillex is one of the people that he started working with, and some of those other producers that kind of branched out a little bit too far from what his core audience was, he lost me. Was it good work for the overall consensus? Yeah. But I didn't like 808s and Heartbreaks. I didn't like Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I wasn't a fan of Yeezus.
You like Twisted Fantasy?
Nah, I didn't. If you're coming off the heels of College Dropout and Late Registration and Graduation, I think those albums to me were phenomenal albums for that time frame.
Understood. I swallowed it. Next person want to jump in. We pitching coins out here. So who's next? Flip the coin. Grab the mic.
I wouldn't say I hate Kanye.
I knew he was coming.
I wouldn't say I hate Kanye. I do hate some of the concepts he throws out there. Some of the stuff. I mean, you have to be an artist. You have to take chances. You have to take risks. So I completely understand. You know what I'm saying? Why he does it to push the boundaries and push music forward. I just think that some of those risks he take are mistakes. And how do you know they're a mistake until you take the risk? So I completely understand. So I can't. I just hate 808s and Heartbeat. 808 and Heartbeats or Heartbreaks or whatever the fuck it's called. It's just like, to me, it sounds extremely similar to like Yeezus. Like some of the you can tell like some of the risks he took are similar in what he did with Yeezus. So I was like, if you fail in one aspect, why try it again? Why try it again? And then he did the same thing with Life of Pablo. I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna let.
Yeah, we gonna get him out of here real quick. Next person grab the mic.
I'm gonna just piggyback because I'm just keeping the conversation going. True, because 808s was like, it went from samples to more of like the synth, auto-tune, and like the deep sounds and the nuances and that's what I was going all that. That was the beginning of that. So Yeezus is. I always called Yeezus 808s Part 2.
So what's your sound? What's your tone? What's your sound on there? What's your song on there?
What on what 808s? Paranoid. I like Paranoid off of 808s. That's my jam.
I dig it.
Right.
But in Black?
Pretty much just like everybody else. Kanye definitely takes a lot of risks with his music. It's funny looking at people considering the album to be a classic now. You do have some people who would argue that now, but at the time it came out, I think it kind of threw everybody for a loop. But the biggest thing I admire about Kanye and amid his risk is that nothing ever sounds the same with him, and I can respect that. Kind of like Outkast, nothing ever sounds the same with that dude, and I respect that a lot. As far as hate, I really don't hate anything about Kanye. He's an artist through and through, and I respect that. So
what I get from everybody is we got a central consensus that Kanye Like, I mean, ultimately he's that guy. It just depends on what you feel like that day. Kanye can change your mood any particular time of day. Like 808s and Heartbreaks, I hear everybody's arguments why it's not great. But Street Lights though, you can't tell me Street Lights ain't that fire. I'll listen to Street Lights right now and get crunk. Like Lil Jon came on in the club and turned up for everybody. But other than that, Street Lights glow, but don't make me turn it. Feels like just a moment. And see, well, but anyway, but we gotta get on through. But ladies and gentlemen, the consensus is Kanye is a genius. Everybody that has great music, they have their issues. But also what comes around is you understand them by listening to it during your time. Because you may be having an issue at that time that you don't understand. And Kanye can make it feel better for you. Listen to Kanye. When you don't understand, Kanye! And we out. Once again, we right back to the grand ass episode of Sound Off. Like, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we really be getting in this episode. But right now, we doing what I think is everybody's favorite segment, if I agree. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, yep.
We come to the point where you just sound the fuck off. Say whatever the hell you want to say. You got 1 minute to get off on whatever you need to hear loose on. So say it off. Anything of the day, co-workers, goddamn bosses, niggas that try to cut you off in traffic and shit. Let's get to them niggas. Talk to them. Let's see where I want to start today. I don't even know where I want to start. Lewis, I just feel like you got this mess on your heart for the body.
I think, and you know, driving to work this morning, I think my rant is a little bit more serious. Chicago, what are y'all doing? 300 murders this year. It's June. 6 months in the year. Y'all reached 300 over the weekend. 1,800 people shot this year in the month of June. Not to bring the episode down, but please stop. Please. We love our brothers and sisters in Chicago. I definitely feel like the big names in Chicago, from Chicago, should definitely be coming into the city and trying to help work some of that out. You got regular citizens sitting down with the gang generals trying to patch it up. Just please stop killing each other, man. We would hate for y'all to get to 600 again this year, but y'all on track. Just stop. That's all I got. I know it wasn't a minute, but that's all I got.
That ain't the track you want to be on, though, fellas. By the way, that track ain't no good. Like, goddamn. What the fuck you running to? What the hell you running to on that track? Get the fuck off. More to the story is, bounce off that track.
Yeah.
Go the other way.
It DJ, but
It's a little narrow on the other side. It's a little more crowded. But trust me, them people gonna live. All right, where we going next? Blair, talk to me.
My rant is about the final game of the NBA Finals. Man,
Brian.
I was pulling for Golden State because I'm in California.
Ooh,
I'm rocking with Golden
I like
State.
this, Blair.
I've
This
been
is
rocking
good.
with Golden State since Chris Webber.
wow.
So yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. Had LeBron not got fouled out, I think Golden State probably could have took it.
I mean, Curry not gonna find out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And LeBron. Hey, with that note, we're gonna talk to Hall.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, ooh, yeah. But my rant this week, I'm listening to the radio, man. Yo, it's 2016. Stop with the Versace flow. I know I sound like Snoop on the GGN joint. Yo, y'all killing the Versace flow right now. It needs to die. Y'all need to move on to something else, man. It feels like,
I'd like to
man.
welcome you guys, ladies and gentlemen,
Lord.
to this funeral right now.
Lay it to rest.
We've been
Lay the
here.
triplets to rest. Nah, just
Versace flow we laid here in 2016.
Ashes to ashes.
Ashes, ashes, dust to dust. Die, nigga, die. Callaway, what's good, man?
Yo, man, I'm going down south to Atlanta. I gotta talk to somebody.
Oh boy.
Andre 3000.
Whoa, everybody be quiet. Us
Andre
folks,
3000, man.
We ain't got nothing to do with that
I
shit.
hear, but fuck that. Don't be no hoe. I heard there's a Dungeon Family reunion in Atlanta concert.
Word.
And I looked at the poster for it.
Word.
Oh, yeah, I know that name. I ain't see your black ass. But you too good to rap with the fellas? Huh? Just one concert? That's all we need, bro. One concert. You acting like you too good to rock with the homies.
This the One Music Fest.
One
You know
meal.
what I'm saying?
It's
Dog.
called one.
Yeah, one. And you the one missing. And you the one missing.
Only one.
I don't
Watch him be there in the audience. Like,
You trying to explain it to me, Andre? What you doing, bro? Huh? You can get on Erykah Badu's track. You can't get on everybody. You can't perform with the crew you grew up with. The people used to be in a sweaty, smoky, dirty, grimy dungeon in the middle of the hood. You can't go there no more, huh? You too good for that? Well, you ain't shit. If you too good for that. I'm just playing. I love you, man. I'm just saying, please, could you please perform with us?
they brought Slim Cut a Calhoun for the reunion.
Hey guys.
Slim Cut a
Calhoun.
Come on, man. You don't get your butt on that stage.
And stop playing.
Please, sir.
Get your ass out here.
Please, sir.
I didn't know that though, but that shit is terrible.
That's
You know.
terrible. But let me be last, but definitely not least.
Definitely not least.
Blair, just to piggyback a little bit, 'cause I'm actually playing this shit. This rant is one that is not only filled with pain, but it's filled with joy. I want to holler at the Ohio players, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Who else want I want to holler at?
Hey, Boosie from Ohio.
Nah, Stally, let me holler at my nigga. Stally,
Ray
Kid Cudi. I want to holler at your ass too. Hey, brethren. The king brought it to you, Doc. We made it. We got here, son. These niggas here thought that they was gonna win this shit 2 years in a row. This motherfucker came to y'all last year with two niggas. He was by himself last year.
By himself.
It was Braun in the squad.
It was Brian.
Nobody knows who else was on that team last year. Who started them goddamn 6 games that the nigga played last year? Anybody other than Braun? What you got on it? Nothing? But this shit, my nigga Kyrie.
He was on fire.
Kyrie.
He was on fire.
They brought the championship to the king. I'm gonna be the first to say I'm not a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but I fuck with the king. Been down with him since jump. I'm gonna ride with that nigga.
You be down when he leave next year?
I'll ride with him till he die. I rode with him in Miami. I ride with him in Cleveland. I don't like niggas always want to say like you're not a Miami fan, you're not a Cleveland fan, you're a LeBron fan. You're damn right. I hold that shit wholeheartedly, and I'm gonna ride that shit to the end. But what we did was come to the end of this episode of Sound Off, right?
Yeah.
We here.
We made it to another one, right?
Oh man, it was a struggle.
Y'all niggas look tired. Y'all better pep the fuck up.
Hey man. Hey,
Still.
don't be no hoe.
Don't be no hoe. The more of this episode, don't be no hoe. So don't be no hoe. Well, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sound Off, and we'll catch you back next week with another episode of Sound and Knowledge. Y'all be easy.
Don't be no hoe.
Really?